The day began like any other in Manila. The sun rose, casting a warm glow over the bustling city. Little did the passengers know their jeepney ride to Santa Marisca would leave them both scared and scarred by the eerie atmosphere that enveloped them. I had just finished my coffee when a message came through from my old friend Carlos. He had an adventurous spirit and was always seeking out the unknown. This time he had found a place called Santa Marisca, a remote village nestled deep within the forests of the Philippines. The catch? There were rumors that it was haunted. I couldn't resist. I packed a small bag and took a jeepney to meet Carlos at the terminal. The jeepney, a colorful, elongated jeep that serves as the backbone of public transportation in the Philippines, was our chosen mode of travel. Its vibrant exterior was painted with images of saints and slogans like "God bless our trip," which felt oddly reassuring given the nature of our journey.
Ready for an adventure?
We boarded the jeepney, which was unusually empty except for an old woman in the back who watched us with a piercing gaze. The driver, a gaunt man with sunken eyes, started the engine without a word. The journey to Santa Marisca began with a series of turns through bustling streets, but soon the cityscape gave way to the rolling hills and dense forests of the countryside. The road narrowed and twisted, and the air grew cooler as we ascended into the mountains. The vibrant chatter of city life was replaced by an eerie silence, broken only by the hum of the jeepney's engine. As dusk approached, we reached a fork in the road. The driver stopped and turned to us.
"This is where I leave you. The path ahead is dangerous. Many who venture to Santa Marisca do not return."
Carlos and I exchanged uneasy glances, but decided to press on. The driver pointed to a narrow, overgrown trail and handed us a lantern.
"You'll need this. Follow the path and you'll reach the village by nightfall. Be careful, the forest is alive."
With those cryptic words, he drove off, leaving us alone. Just as the last light of day faded, we saw a faint glow ahead. It was the village of Santa Marisca, its small huts and cottages shrouded in mist. We entered the village cautiously, feeling the weight of countless eyes upon us. The village was eerily quiet. No children played in the streets, no animals roamed, and the doors and windows of the huts were tightly shut. We found an old man sitting on a porch, his face weathered and lined with age.
"We've been expecting you. You're the first outsiders to come here in many years."
He introduced himself as Tomas and offered us shelter in his humble home. As we sat by the fire, he told us the village's dark history. Santa Marisca had once been a thriving community, but a curse had befallen it many years ago. The villagers believed that spirits of the forest had taken vengeance on them for disturbing their sacred grounds. Now, they lived in fear, venturing out only during the day and never after dark. Thomas's tale sent chills down our spines, but Carlos and I were determined to uncover the truth. That night, as the village slept, we decided to explore. We armed ourselves with the lantern and a sense of foreboding, and set out into the misty darkness. The forest seemed to come alive around us, the trees whispering secrets in the wind. Strange shapes moved in the shadows, and we heard the distant sound of laughter, high-pitched and eerie. As we ventured deeper, we came upon an ancient stone altar covered in moss and vines. The air grew colder and the lantern flickered ominously. Suddenly, a figure appeared before us, a woman in a flowing white dress, her face obscured by a veil. She moved with an ethereal grace, her feet not touching the ground. We stood frozen, our hearts pounding in our chests.
"Leave this place. The spirits demand it."
The woman reached out a hand, and a voice echoed in our minds. We stumbled back, terrified, and the woman vanished into the mist. Desperate to return to the village, we retraced our steps, the forest closing in around us. When we finally emerged, the first light of dawn was breaking, casting long shadows on the village. Thomas was waiting for us, his expression grave.
"You have seen her, the guardian of the forest. She protects the spirit's domain."
Exhausted and shaken, we decided to leave Santa Marisca. The villagers watched silently as we made our way back to the main road. The journey back to Manila was a blur, our minds reeling from the experience. The driver who had waited for us said nothing as we climbed into the jeepney. His silence spoke volumes. As we returned to the familiar sights and sounds of the city, Carlos and I knew that our lives had been forever changed by our journey to Santa Marisca. The haunted village and its mysterious guardian would remain etched in our memories, a chilling reminder of the unknown forces that linger in the remote corners of the world. The adventure had ended, but the haunting presence of Santa Marisca stayed with us. The spirits of the forest had sent a clear message. Some places are meant to be left undisturbed, their secrets hidden in the shadows, their stories told only in whispers. If you enjoyed our journey, please like and subscribe for more adventures.